Yeah, I try not to. I'm still a little bit uncomfortable about doing this in public places where there's a lot of people, and right where I am now, there's a lot of people. Because I'm in the largest mall in Japan right now. I'm walking out of it now. Actually, I'm going to walk back into it. I'm going to take a very, very short tour over one stretch of the Grand Mall. And this is where most of the normal shops are. The Grand Mall is different from the Pet Mall, which is an entire segment of the mall which is entirely dedicated to pets, 2 floors. It smells like pet, and I don't like it. I mean, it's just proof that people in this country, in any country really, might spend more money on an animal than they would on another human being. And that offends me a little bit. So I just bought some steak, I just bought beer. I didn't skip work today. I'm just leaving my job, and I walk maybe 10 minutes to this mall, to this mall. And for the last couple of years, I saw this mall go from being basically an empty swath of, what do you call it? It was an empty swath of reclaimed land, marshland almost. And I saw them build it overnight, and it was a kind of non-stop construction project, which the Japanese are really good at, where it looked like they even had dormitories set up for the workers to work overnight, which was kind of cool of them. And as people, I think, have not seen, certainly, a guy like me, and definitely not a guy who's carrying around a selfie stick and talking to it. So I'm still a little uncomfortable doing this, but thing is, according to my friend Justin, whose the idea was to me to do this in the first place, he said, if you act like you're famous, then maybe people will treat you like you're famous. Halloween. So my hair looks a little bit different than usual. This is sort of a test or training for my Halloween costume. The rest of my Halloween costume is going to require a very difficult, time-consuming, and possibly costly search for vintage clothing, ideally leather. I don't think I'm going to find any of that in this mall. So for such a big mall, you may seem like there's a lot of people over my shoulder, and from what I've heard, the mall is not actually very profitable. These stores really aren't doing so much money. And I would like to talk in detail a little bit about this location, but it would probably bore you if I talked about this location from a business perspective, from a real estate perspective, which, to be honest, I'm not really qualified to talk about. I'm not a realtor. Do I look like a fucking realtor? Seriously, come on. But this is an area where there's a big convention center that's been here for years, so as long as I've been in Japan. There's a Costco next to this, and in between the Costco and the convention center, they put this mall. There's a stage. They have, comedy, boy groups, boy bands, groups of high school girls come and do performances. Oh, here you can see Costco there. I hate Costco. I won't go back there. Costco's got a weird corporate culture. It's not an inclusive corporate culture. It's a very exclusive corporate culture, and I don't like that. I mean, the whole membership thing bugs me. In principle, I guess. They do have good stuff. Oh, look at that. So this is the reason why I walked 10 minutes. You can't see it right now, but the sky is very beautiful. This is a free bus I'm waiting for. This takes me right across the street from my house, and it's free. Problem is, it only comes a few times a day. That's all.